Hi everyone, Linda Israel here. The scent of the day is pink champagne. This is a soy wax melt. You can fragrant your room with this. It is a wax melt that has jewelry inside. So here's a ring and this is a ring that I got either out of a melt or a candle. Today I'm going to make a card using some Rinea foil and the Shapeabilities. This one's called Pinwheels. This was a die set that I found at Tuesday Mornings. It's been out for a really long time, and Tuesday Morning gets some of the discontinued things that companies have in their back stock. And this is one of those items. So they have lots of them because apparently I don't think it sold very well because the instructions are nil. I have not found any instructions on the internet on how to use this. So I figured it out all on my own. So I'm going to show you how to use this die here and this die here. I'm going to use them together today. I made a prototype out of regular paper. So we'll see if this is going to work with the foil. So today I use out of the big sampler pack that is double-sided foil. They're 9 by 13. There are 10 pages in here, and they have one side is a color like blue or purple or green, and then the other side is either gold or silver or copper. So I chose to use the blue. And what I did prior to the video was I die cut, and this was the larger template here, and I did not emboss it. For some reason, when I run it through my machine, when I emboss on the Sizzix or Spellbinders dies with the Rinea foil, I destroy the piece of paper. So I'm doing something wrong when I emboss with it. So I just left it as just the cut piece. So I've cut 5. So there are 5 of those cut out of that one. And then I've got the little die, and I've cut 5 of those. So what I'm going to do is we're going to assemble this. So I want the majority of the blue to show. So the idea is that if you take this little tail and curl it around, it will then fit and match up to that hole right there. Now what I have found is, because I'm going to put a brad through here, this hole that comes in this is really quite small. So I use a pokey tool and all. I think this is called a needle tool. And I go ahead and just poke it through gently and make that hole just a little bit bigger so that I'll have an easier time when I go to assemble this. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of these ready. Alright, so you take this and you curl it to come down and meet. I'm going to do that on all of these. I have a tiny little brad, and what I'll do is poke this through the holes and assemble this. So there's one. I gotta put on my other glasses so I can see what I'm doing when you're dealing with little bitty holes. You know, I'm not as young as I once was. Isn't that a saying? So there's the second one. And then I'm just going to keep doing that with all 5 of these petals. So there is the first layer. Alright, so there are my petals all put together for the pinwheel. I'm going to go ahead and open up the brad on the back so that these won't fall apart. I'm trying to do it gently so I don't squish my pieces that I just made. You can adjust them around however you like. So that's the pinwheel portion of that. That's how that die goes together for those two pieces. You don't have to use both. I decided to use both so it'd have a little bit more dimension to it, okay? Now I have a scrap of, I think it's just cardstock here. It's kind of been sprayed a little bit with some glimmer mist, but I want it to have a little bit darker color on it. So I've got some Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist in Leapfrog. So I'm going to spray this. Apparently I need to open up the nozzle. What I do with my glasses? I took them off. Shouldn't have taken off my glasses. Well, instead of trying to wash that out, I just changed sprayers. So this should work better. So it's got a nice gold shimmer in it. I'm going to dry this with my heat tool and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've sprayed my background that I want to place my pinwheel on. And I've got an embossing folder, and I've had this discussion before. It's either Darice or Darcy, depending on how you want to accent it. And this is a bamboo look on it. So I thought that would be a good background for the pinwheel. Kind of a outdoorsy look. So I'm just lining this up. And I'm going to put this inside and run it through my Vagabond. So there's the embossed paper. I've got some Brutus Monroe ink in Jurassic. I'm just going to go around that white edge so it's not showing white on my card. I'm going to adhere this to my A2 greeting card with Aleene's tacky glue. I've got a punch that says hello from EK, and this is a neat little punch that I found a while back. Now, I've got a piece of double-sided gold, but I want to mention that if you are wanting a certain pattern to show up on the hello, you need to make sure that you put that facing out so that when it punches, it creates it. So I've got this on the same color on both sides, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to punch one of those out. And I've punched another one out of white cardstock. And what I'm going to do is adhere these on top of each other so I can put them on my card. And have it raised up just a little bit. So I'm just going to add a little bit of two-way glue to the hello. And I offset it just a little bit so you see a little bit of the white shadow behind there. See that? Now when I use glue, sometimes I lay an acrylic block and that helps my card to lay flat. So that's why that was on there. I think I'm now ready to put the final touches on here. I've got a little piece of glue dot adhesive. So what I'm going to do is, this is sticky stuff. So I'm just going to go in here and cut a little piece. Since I have that brad on the back side of the pinwheel, I want to make sure that it's going to stick down. And sometimes things like that won't stick down very well if they've got some thing in the way, a bulkiness to it. Well, apparently I can't get the backing off. I'm afraid I'm going to rip something. This stuff is sticky. Oh my gosh. Ah, there we go, finally. Yay! I'm going to use some 2A glue to glue down the hello. Now, isn't that a fun card with the little pinwheel on there, or it could look like a flower. Now, I will say that because it's dimensional, if you want it to stay dimensional, I wouldn't put it through the mail unless you put it in a special package that'll be protected. But if you want to hand deliver this, you can get it there, hopefully, without squishing your pinwheel. I hope you enjoyed seeing how to assemble the pinwheel, how the Rinea foil looks. I love the way that that gold and the blue, it sparkles on there. And then how the hello with the white behind there. So wouldn't that be a great little card just to say, hello, I miss you, or something like that? This is, again, the Rinea foil, the Spellbinders Pinwheels. I used the hello from EK Success punch. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. Like this video if you love what I did today. Share it with your friends and family so that they can see what I made today and maybe get inspired to make something. If you're interested in the products that I shared today, check the description box below. There will be a link to my blog that'll list all of the things that I used today. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest, as well as Facebook, because I share things there that don't always make it to YouTube. And thank you so very much for watching. I greatly appreciate every time that you click, you like, you leave a comment, you share my video. Each one of those helps me because I don't necessarily get paid unless I sell something, one of my cards or something like that. But when you click on things and leave comments and share my videos, if you click on ads, I get a little bitty bit of money. So it kind of helps my habit of being able to create some art. So I thank you very much for all of those clicks out there because you're wonderful people. Have a fabulous day. Aspire to be amazing. Bye.